Hi, I'm Michael Jordan with AB Friendly Company, and you're at the Underground Meadery. Today we're going to make a Pyment, and we're going to make a Concord grape Pyment. Now, you could go out and pick your grapes, juice them down, separate the pulp and everything, but we went ahead and bought really good natural organic Concord grape juice, and we're going to go ahead and use it. As you can see, I've poured a little bit out of this one to get my 2 cups to run through my coffee pot to make sure that my grape juice is warmed up enough to dissolve our sugars. Right, so let's go over the ingredients of what we're going to be using. We've got a gallon of Concord grape juice, dark, right, really nice grape color. We've got 2.5 pounds of AB Friendly Company clover honey. We've got our 1-gallon fermentation device. We've got our trusty balloon airlock to keep all natural particles and stuff that we put in it, and everything outside. We've got our pack of Red Star Yellow Premier Blanc yeast. Remember, we don't sponsor them, so if you get a hold of them and tell them we're using it, we'd like them to sponsor us. And, of course, I'm going to be drinking a Concord Grape Mead. Right, so let's go ahead and get started. Fantastic. So with the Concord grape, like I said, you could juice it and separate it all, but find some really good grape juice. We're going to be using a dark Concord grape for all of this in our 1-gallon jug. So I'm going to take my lid off my jug. Let's add our honey. Now remember to get it up so you don't get an air bubble of the honey flowing in. Now if your honey isn't liquid like this, take the lid off your bottle of honey, boil a saucepan of water. When the water becomes to a rolling boil, turn it off, and then set your container in there until the honey is liquid enough to run. That way it's not hot enough to kill the enzymes of your honey, but you're able to get your honey running so it runs right into the jug just like this. Now remember to tilt it up, give it a roll and a turn. That way no honey comes flying out or makes a mess. Now we've got our honey in our jug, right? We're going to go ahead and wash out. We want all the honey out of our container. So I add a cup of warm grapefruit or grape juice, not grapefruit, grape juice. And this is going to get all the residual sugar out of our container. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right. I'm going to add the other cup of the warm grape juice here. Remember, if you're using a coffee pot, run 2 things of water through it to flush out all your stuff when you're done. Put my lid back on my jug. Now we're going to dissolve the honey in the hot grape juice. Now the reason we do this is to dissolve all the honey so we can get a pretty good starting gravity reading. Remember, for every pound of honey that you add, you usually get about 5% alcohol. This is 2.5 pounds, so we're looking at about 12%. Yeah, I like it when all the honey gets dissolved. Super good. All right, so now we just add our grape juice to it. Remember, if you don't have a funnel, hopefully you have a good solid pouring hand. right, no fuss, no muss there. Let's go ahead and put our lid back on this. Let's mix this up really good here. Look, that has a good color, just like the one we're drinking. This one's a little more cloudy. This is a little more clear. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and finish this off. Now, as you can see, we got a lot of foam here. I will be tapping this off to the neck of the jug when the foam goes down with the rest of my grape juice. So I'll put the lid back on that. But we might as well go ahead and get like a starting gravity reading and stuff, because a little bit of grape juice isn't going to offset that too much. So let's go ahead and we'll take our test tube. See if we can get a little grape juice in here. Now, remember what I said is that about for every pound of honey, we get about 5% alcohol. So we've got 2.5 pounds in here. So we're looking at about 13%, 12%. The grape juice will boost it up a little bit more because the natural sugar's in it. So let's take out our hydrometer. Nice buoyancy floating there. Look at that. Nice, huh? All right, let's give it a spin. Get the bubbles to float away from it. All right. So this is reading at 1.130. Starting gravity is 1.130, which is about 17% potential. All right, so that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and pull out our hydrometer so we can wash it up. Let's go ahead and take a gravity, and then we're going to take a temperature reading. Now, remember, yeast works best between 68 and 78 degrees. Well, I like mine about 75 to 78. You know, some yeast work at a higher temperature. There's some guys working with some what they call barnyard yeast that in really hot temperatures in the barn where it's about 80 to 90 degrees, they're still brewing some good meads, but it's on the type of yeast that you're using. What we're looking for is I like it about 75 to 78. This is at 72. So that's pretty good. That's above the 68% mark that I like. So at 68 degrees is about the lowest I'll pitch yeast. This is about 72. Let me write that down. 72 is when we drop the yeast on this one. Now this is called a dry drop, right? We just dropped the yeast in dry. I could have added it to this and watched it bubble up and made a starter. I'm just going to go ahead and dump this back in. All right. And since we saw the foam go down here a little bit, we'll just top off a little more juice. Very nice, very nice. You can see the foam at the top here. We got it about here with the level of liquid. So I'll go ahead and put my balloon on top. So now you just made a great Concord mead. This is a Pyment. Like I said, if you juice your own grapes, you use Concord grapes. Really check your grapes. Cut them in half. If they're green on the inside, they're not a Concord grape, right? They got to be black all the way through to make a good Concord grape and a good color like this. If you do it, I like to also leave the peel on my grape during the fermentation. That brings out a lot of color into your meads. So if you're not using juice, from the store or from a winery or cidery that's juicing their own grapes, try to get something that's really nice and organic that doesn't have a lot of sugars in it. You want as much as the natural residual sugars inside here, so that way your honeys come through and not the other residual sugars. So we've got everything all taken care of here. I'm Michael Jordan with AB Friendly Company. You're down at the Underground Meadery. You just saw us make a beautiful Pyment. It turns out fabulous at about 17% alcohol, 15%, depending on when you crash it for your taste. But it's a beautiful color, great texture. And we really hope that you enjoy this. Share this with your friends. Get us out there on Facebook. Have more people tune in. Show them how easy it is to make a fine quality drink for everybody to enjoy. I'm Michael Jordan. Enjoy.